Alright, so this is going to be a tutorial for full parity last two edges on 6x6. This is a kind of complicated subject because unlike 5x5 or 7x7 where you could just give an objectively good case for like each parity case, with 6x6 there's a potential for triple parity. So what people often do is they'll just save an edge like this for a last layer, and then if they get double parity, meaning like they have the regular OL parity and then they also have this parity, they'll do an inner slice parity algorithm. That could be good for avoiding triple parity because having to do two parity algorithms is slow, but it is often actually better to just do two parity algorithms because it's actually faster to just solve the case as soon as you see it than to save it for later. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I think is the best way to solve each case based on both how fast it is and also your chances of getting double parity. So we're going to make sure that on average, you're going to be saving as much time as possible. Another thing I'll say too is saving an edge like this to do triple parity avoidance versus just doing the parity case as soon as you see it. Even if they're about the same speed, I still prefer to just solve the case right away because that will give you more potential for fast solves. Even if on average they're about the same speed, it means that you have a higher chance of getting a really good PR single or something like that. And I think that it's better to prioritize that if you're just given an equal opportunity with each of them. I'll put all the algorithms I do in the description if you need to come back to them later, but overall I would recommend just watching how I do them in the video and maybe just referring back to them later if you forget how to do it. I did also label them with the double moves having prime depending on if I do it with my left hand or right hand. And also all of these algs are Yao safe, so you don't have to worry about messing up the cross if you do these algs. So first, to look at what you would do if you have double parity. So this is if you were to do a case where it's best to just leave the parity case for the end and see if you get second parity. So there's two ways you could solve this case. I would recommend the first one to most people because it's pretty easy and the alg is also really safe. And it's kind of similar to the OL parity alg that you would normally do, so it's kind of easy to learn. It looks like this. The second alg is a bit faster, but it's kind of awkward to do, and it's also kind of difficult with nerves, so I often opt to do the other alg if I'm nervous. But you hold the piece in the back for this case, then you do this alg. Next, we're going to go over some cases that you might already know from 5x5, and these are just the regular cases that you would just do if you got parity on 5x5, so we're not going to focus on the potential for getting another parity later. For these, we're just going to solve them, and this first case is just an adjacent swap. For these cases, usually you need to have the edges in the front and the back, so you want to do like an X rotation, then do either U or U prime to set it up. So even if you have a case where these pieces are just over here, you will still do the same alg, you just need to make sure you put the pieces on the right side, and you do this alg. And you could also mirror that alg and do it right-handed, but for some reason I've always done it left-handed, so that's just how I'm going to show it. The next case we're going to go over is for adjacent swap when it's between the middle piece. For this, I like to just do the same algo as slice moves, and I do this one right-handed, so it looks like this. You want to put them on the left, and then you do this alg. For any of the cases like this where you have the similar looking case where everything but that one part solved, but they're just diagonal instead of just being adjacent, I like to just set up into that case. So you could always just flip either one of the edges, it doesn't matter. And then you just do the same thing. The next case we have is similar to the adjacent swap, but it's diagonal. So this is a pretty nice case to recognize. There's two options I think are good here. One, you could actually just do slice, flip, slice and just do triple parity avoidance. It is pretty worth it since it is a case where you just have to do like 10 moves to set it up and you could save parity later. But I do think it's still better to just do the regular alg. And for this, you want to do this alg. For this one, we have a similar story. I did also forget to mention, but you could also just do a flip and then do the old alg. This alg is kind of bad because it's just kind of awkward to execute. So if you do want to do that, it's really not that much worse. But if you do just want to do the alg, then this alg is just the same, but from the back. So I do it like this. The next case we have is like the adjacent swap, but if you just swap the pieces, you're basically going to have the middles being switched, kind of like there's parity on both edges. For this one, you have a pretty nice alg where you could hold it like this, where the two that need to swap are going to be on the left and the right. So just like the odd edge out is going to be on the right side, and then you do this alg. Now looking at a similar case, but where the edges are flipped. So you have sort of like, if this was solved and this edge wasn't twisted, you could just do a slice flip slice to solve it. For this case, you could actually just do that because it's kind of similar to the diagonal swap from before, where all it takes is just a slice flip slice. So if you do want to just do triple parity avoidance and just save this edge for last, you could do that. But again, I do think it's better to do the designated alg, which for this one, it looks like this. Next, we have a pretty similar case, but this is just the mirror. So instead of the piece that needs to swap being here and here, it's now here and here. So for this case, you just do the same thing, but from the back, which looks like this. So the final just like 5x5 case we have is the other parity case. So this one looks like you just have like a middle swap, but then you could tell that this one's parity because although these three colors are all the same, these three are not the same. So what you want to do for this is you look for the three that aren't the same, and you want to put that edge piece in the back. So these three aren't the same, so we're going to put this edge in the back. And we're going to do this alg. So the next case we have is one of the unique 6x6 cases that you won't see on 5x5. So this is where you basically have an adjacent inner swap, but you need to, if you just swap it, you're going to have like two twisted edges. So you'd have to do like an inner slice flip slice or something like that. For this case, you could actually do a case we already learned, but just with slice moves. So to do it, you want to put the two that need to swap on the right, and then you do this alg. And it'll solve the case. If you have that case, but one of the edges is twisted, so now it's actually a diagonal swap, then I would just recommend that you do an inner slice flip slice. So you just want to either bring this piece here or bring this here. You just want to replace the one that's oriented wrong. So in this case, we'll bring the green one over to pair it. We'll do a flip and then bring it back. And now you just have regular parity. So you could just do triple parity avoidance. I do also think that this isn't that bad. So instead of doing the slice move alg that I showed for the previous case, if you do just do flip and then do this case, I think that's also pretty good. So this next case is a pretty weird case. I don't really like this one just because of how weird it is to recognize. To be honest, I don't really recognize this case when I actually get it in solves, but I just remember that it's just a weird case where there's just not really any patterns. I guess you could just use something with how like these two are the same and these two are the same, then you have sort of like a checkerboard pattern going on here, but I really just see this as a bad case, and all I remember is just to do a slice flip slice. So I just treat this like a 4x4 and just try to solve like the inner pieces relative to each other as if they're a 4x4. So in this case, you need to bring the green one up so that you could slice flip slice. So we're just going to flip, and then we're just going to do a slice flip slice. And that just leaves this parity case, which I would just solve using the alg from before. And you could do this for like any variant of this case. So if you just have like this, you just immediately start with the flip. If it's flipped, you need to flip it and then do another slice flip slice. It's not great, but this is just a pretty bad case, and I've never really wanted to learn an actual alg for it just because of how weird the recognition would be. So here's another case. This one's also kind of weird to recognize. It's kind of similar to the last one where this edge is pretty weird, but then with this one, you at least have these two blocks, which make it pretty easy to recognize. And the overall solving style for this is the same as the other one, where you just treat it like a 4x4 case. So we could solve this using a slice flip slice. If this was already flipped, then you would just flip it to get the greens to match. And then you just do a slice flip slice, and you're just left with the adjacent swap. So now for some other weird cases, we have this one. The way I think about this case is it's almost kind of like if you just had a swap like this, where you just have like these four are here, then these four are here. Instead with this though, you have sort of that pattern with one of the colors. So we have if we look at the yellow-orange, we have them like this, where they're all paired, but then the green-yellow is actually messed up, so these two would have to swap for the pattern to stay the same between those. So for this one, there's actually an alg, and it's a pretty nice alg. So you want to set it up so it's symmetrical. So if you have the case like this, how I have it now, where the pieces aren't symmetrical, you just want to flip one of them. So you have the symmetrical case. And then you put the piece that needs to swap. So the odd piece is this one and this one, which need to swap to make it look like the case I just showed you before. You want to put it in the left, and then you do this alg. And that'll solve the case. For this case, where you basically have what looks like a 4x4 slice flip slice case, but you have parity, what I would recommend doing here is you just do a slice flip slice, and you'll just get parity, and you could just use that to set up for inner slice parity. I would also recommend doing that for any variation where you have pieces flipped. So if you can't do it immediately with a slice flip slice, I would just flip one of them and then do it, and you could do triple parity avoidance later with that. So one final thing I want to show is how you could do triple parity avoidance if you have the parity on the F2L edge. Because a lot of people think that you need to have it on one of the yellow edges for it to work, but that's actually not true. It's just not as good, but it still works. So if you were to see that you had like double edge parity, then you could just do it from this angle and just like do the parity alg. And because it doesn't affect any other pieces other than the two that you're swapping, then everything else will be preserved. So you could even remember what your OL looks like and then just solve it based on what you saw before starting parity. If you do see that you have only single parity and you just need to do edge parity to solve it, then all you have to do is just take the piece out and then you just do parity from there. Just make sure that the edge, if there's only one edge pointing up like this, don't put it in the front because that'll give you a dot case. So put it anywhere else and just do do something like this, do parity, and then you could just reinsert it with a hedge. If you have 3 yellow edges oriented and you need to do this, then just put the one that needs to be oriented in the front. You could do the same thing. And then if you hedge, you'll get corners solved. So you'll generally get better OL cases. But yeah, those are all the cases I use on 6x6 to optimize both the chances of getting parity and also the speed at which you're doing the algs. I hope that this video helps you because I know I get a lot of questions from people asking how they should do last 2 edges on 6x6, like whether they should just do the 5x5 alg or if they should just try to avoid triple parity, just have to do less moves in the long run. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask them in the comments. I'll also link some other last 2 edge resources in the description, as well as just the cases I showed in this video in case you couldn't follow along on screen or need to refer back to it later. I hope this video was helpful. Bye.